Yeah,
We're ready.
we're ready.
Okay.
We've got the lovely Spencer Oliver here with October Red. He's in a rush. I've got to make this one very quick. Hi, Spencer.
How are we doing?
All right, bit of a busy day today.
Yeah, really busy day. Really busy day. Do you know what? Natasha Jonas, Michaela Mayer, Liverpool, MS Bank Arena, January the 20th, 2024. Looking forward to that fight. I love women's boxing right now, right, because the politics don't get involved. I know there's not the same volume of boxers as there are as the males, but what I'm saying is the best want to fight the best. They jump through the weight divisions, etc., etc. Like Natasha Jonas was down at super featherweight. She lost to Terry Harper, drew with Terry Harper. Then she lost to Katie Taylor in a very close fight at lightweight. And you thought, is she going to be the nearly girl? Is she going to be the one that never quite makes it? Jumps up to super welterweight, wins a world title, comes back down to welterweight, wins a second world title. Michaela Mayer starts at super feather. She unifies the world title. Comes over, loses to Alicia Baumgardner in a controversial decision. A lot of people felt that she won. She had a couple of wins since then. Now jumps up to welterweight. I love it. I just respect what they go through. By the way, I don't know if you think this, but I think that Michaela looked very big. Even for like the welterweight, when her and Natasha come head to head today, you go, actually, I don't think this weight factor is going to play a part here, because I asked Michaela this. She was boxing at 130, obviously went up to 135, now boxing at 147, and she said, actually, I feel better here than I did previously, because it was always hard for me to make the weight. So interesting.
It is interesting. You've kind of touched on something that I've spoke to, I think it was Johnny Nelson about earlier. And the fact is, this is the first time that Michaela's fighting at 147, a championship fight. However, Natasha has been established at this weight.
Yeah.
For a longer period of time.
Yeah, for a longer period, yeah.
Will that have an effect? Because it's fine that Michaela says, yeah, I'm happy at this weight, I'm comfortable at this weight, but getting in the ring and going through those 10 rounds, it could be a different story. I don't know. Your thoughts?
Listen, it could be. I mean, like you say, I think the fighters need time to grow into that weight division, and Natasha certainly had that time. Michaela looks great at the weight, though. She said she feels strong, looks great there. You know, I think only time will tell, and I think we'll only find that out as the fight wears on, gets later into it. It was interesting, actually, that Michaela said that she called for 3-minute rounds. Natasha Jonas said she hadn't heard this first, she'd heard of it. So watch this space, by the way, because that fight could still take place with 3-minute rounds. Very, very interesting. But is that your phone? Yeah, so going into the weight, I think that the weight side of things, yeah, only time will tell on that one. But Michaela looks comfortable at that weight, but as the rounds wear on, we'll only find out. We'll find out then.
Well, what do you think of the two styles? Next to Katie Taylor and Terry Harper, to be fair, because Terry's a champion as well. This is an excellent name for the CV for Natasha Jonas.
I think it's a defining fight for both of these girls, to be fair. This is like a sort of legacy fight, really. And especially for Natasha Jonas, who's 39 years of age now. She's become a two-weight world champion. She's achieved so much in the ring. For her to go and beat someone like Michaela Mayer, who's a respected fighter, former world champion herself. Yeah, it's a career-defining fight. And obviously, I think for the winner, there's that opportunity to fight Katie Taylor, who's coming off that win, that excellent win, by the way, against Chantel Cameron. So there's a lot of opportunity there for the winner. And the loser, it's not career over. They go back, they pick up the pieces. But for someone like Natasha, I think it's a must-win because of her age, where she's sat, the rebuilding process. Do you know what I mean? So, yeah, I think they're at that crossroads stage of their fight. I think Michaela's like 33 years of age, so she's still got time on her side. But what I'm saying is they're at that crossroads stage of their careers where it's a must-win for both of them, really.
A must-win. We talk about Natasha because obviously, there was one point in her career where we thought, is this the end? Mm-hmm. Then she signed over with Boxer and her career was literally revamped, revitalised. And now like you said, two-weight world champion.
I mean, that's what I'm saying. It's the fairy tale story, isn't it? And I love that because she's just such a beautiful human being. You know what I mean? She's a, good family girl. And you just go, you wanted that for her to see, she's fighting for a better future for her family, and now she's got that security, and she's now getting the big fights and the rewards that she deserves. And I'm pleased about that because, like you say, when someone is a good soul, a warm soul, you want the best for them. And I've known Natasha for a long time, and you go, do you know what? I'm just so pleased to see her getting just rewards.
Yeah, I agree with you. Before you go, because I know you got to fly off, obviously on Twitter, we've saw that young Robert Smith has been on TalkSport.
Young Robert.
Well, you know.
Yeah.
Robert Smith's been on
Yeah.
TalkSport
Yes.
and announced on there that they've rejected Conor Benn's
Yeah.
application to, be licensed by the British Boxing Board of Control. Now, albeit that's their right to do that, but may I ask, why has it gone to TalkSport and why is this not gone through Matchroom and then it's been announced that way?
Well, I don't know. I don't know if it had been announced originally and then TalkSport have got hold of the story. I don't know exactly where it's. Like, I don't think it was broke. I don't think news was broke on TalkSport. I think. Well, I'm not sure because we've been here all day, so I'm not sure exactly where it was broke. I saw it on Twitter on Michael Benson's things, but that did come from TalkSport. To be fair. So look, I don't know the ins and outs of all that, but all we know is that the British Boxing Board of Control refused application for Conor Benn to be granted a licence, and rightly so, because there's this. He has to go through the due process, and that's where we're at with it. He's failed 2 tests. They hasn't explained how he's failed them. We're still none the wiser to do that. So why should he be granted a licence? That's where I'm at on it. We're talking about the health and safety of fighters, and I think everyone in and around this whole situation should be ashamed of themselves because you go through the due process. Every other fighter does it. If you do the crime, serve the time. Unless you can prove your innocence. If you can't prove your innocence, then go through the process like everyone else has to. And that's pretty much where we're at with it.
I know that it was obviously looked at via, it was UCAD, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And then they were saying, okay, everything's fine, but then there was an appeal process. Is that right?
Yeah, so look, I think what was it, the VADA testing that he failed, or he failed the VADA or the UCAD, or whatever one it was. Yeah, anyway, in UCAD, he cleared a couple in between them, but we're not talking about that. We're talking about the failed ones. Do you know what I mean? You can't go on clean now. You go, yeah, we know that.
But didn't he obviously get solicitors? And this is me playing devil's...
This is the WBC. No, the WBC put him back in the rankings because they said they were satisfied with the evidence that Conor had given, but UCAD weren't satisfied with that, and so there's an ongoing. But what UCAD done was UCAD that lifted jurisdiction on it all, so that allowed him to. Apply. Yeah, lifted the suspension.
Yep.
Lifted the suspension. So that's where they was at with it all.
And then
the Boxing Board of Control have appealed it, and he's applied for his Boxing Board of Control license, and they've said no on the grounds of because they want to get this Chris Eubank Jr. fight over the line, Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, February the 3rd, and the Boxing Board of Control have said no, not under our licensing, which is rightly so because he's not cleared his name. You can't just go, oh fuck you anyway, we're going to do it. You can't do that. You know what I mean? You're not bigger than the sport. And and that's basically where you're at with it. Go through the system, and like everyone else has to. So you can't. But it's no good trying to get off on a technicality. You go, well, that's not fucking exactly proving your innocence. Do you know what I mean? I would this it's bullshit.
I know you're very passionate about it, and I
think that I'm stronger position than most, as an ex-fighter. You know what I mean? Nearly losing your life in the ring. You go you want the sport that you love and the sport that you're so passionate and crazy about to be as clean and safe as possible. It's a place where I know better than most people can fucking die in the ring. You can get seriously injured in the ring. So the last thing you want is someone having that advantage of being a drug cheat, and that's not the way the game should be. You know what I mean? We're not doing 100-meter fucking running here. We're talking about a combat sport, and that's where the problem is. That's where the problem lies. So yeah, that's why I'm strong out.
No, listen, I totally understand, and the thing is, I'd never stand up and argue with you because you're.
Well, I've got the argument to have.
You're the ex-fighter. You're the one that
exactly.
understands. You're the one that's been in a really bad situation in the ring. But guys, listen, Spencer's got to get off. But let us know in the thoughts what you think about Tasha Jonas, Michaela Mayer, and obviously the recent breakthrough of Conor Benn being rejected by the BBFC. You know what to do, like, subscribe, all the good stuff. Thank you, Spen.
No, thank you.
Short and sweet.
And thank you guys as well. That is quite short for us, isn't it?
Yeah.
There you go, short and sweet, just like me. Cheers.
People say I'm toxic, and honestly, I don't care.